Hello, my name is Vinh Nguyen. I currently work for Des Moines Public School. I am from Vietnam and will name at both people. So after April 30th, 1975, when the South Vietnam surrendered to the North Vietnam, the entire country changed. The system changed. The government changed. My family decided to stay put in Vietnam, in Saigon, that's where we came from, until 1981. My family decided to have me smuggled out from Vietnam. During the trip to be smuggled out from Vietnam, we have encountered many rob, rapes, piracies. You know, one night when we waited at the mouth of the river so we can charge out to the big ocean, I finally realized that this is it for me. I will be leaving my family, my country, my hometown, my place that I know most, casting out to the open sea without knowing where we're going. Or either we live or alive after that. One of the incidents that I remember the most was the third time we got robbed and raped. Early in the morning, we were charging into the big oceans without direction. Suddenly, we noticed that were three fishermen, fishing boats chasing after us in three different directions. We were surrounded. There was a lot of yelling, screaming, all the bangings of the weapons, and they were ready to attack us. We were so afraid, all of us jammed into, the bottoms of the boat. So many humans in that little tiny space, but we didn't even feel that we were crowded. They came up to our boats, there was yelling, open up the decks, and they begin to pull people out, mostly women. I really remember vividly that they put the women on their hand and just grab them and just jump over their boat. Three different boats, three different directions. So our boat was in the middle being rowed. When the evening came, one man fought back and he was grabbed by the two young fishermen. They jumped into the open sea, and the third one jumped after that, stepping on his head. Four of them went down to the open sea for the longest time. It feels like the longest, but I would say a few seconds. The three young men floating back up, laughing, get back on the boat. They was the one who had the responsibility to guard us that night. So we, a group of almost 40 young men and men, was suffer on the top of the cabin. So we couldn't fight back. I was sitting at the corner, keep looking down through the oceans and hope to see that man body floating back up. But I, of course, never got to see it. The wave was high and loud, but we still, at that moment, we was nervous. We didn't know what to do. the crying, the yelling, the screaming for help from, from the woman uh, in those three boats surrounding us. I myself couldn't help to figure out what to do. I kept pondering if that was my mom, my sister, my cousin, my aunt. What would I do to fend them off from the local fishermen? As I was thinking about that, we was directed by the three young men. They turned on the disco music, and we were forced out to the deck to dance. Some of us were stripped naked to dance. We were humiliated, but we was the amusement for them. Soon when the morning came, all the women and got returned to our boat. I remember there was crying, whippings, and they look at the shape of a human you couldn't even imagine. We all look very bad. But you know, the end of the journey, we found freedom. We found what we really need to be set out for. We finally got into Thailand. I myself applied to come to United States. I got admitted. My case was sponsored by the Catholic charity here in Des Moines, and I got to come to Des Moines and stay in Des Moines since then.